Distance can be a major barrier to accessing quality healthcare on time. That's where Angel Flight East comes in. Welcome to Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East, a nonprofit dedicated to providing free flights for children and adults who need medical treatment far from home. We don't know how many people forego medical care because they don't have accessible transportation, and that's what this podcast is here to change. Join passionate AFE staff members Jess Ames and Maddy Beck as they share real-life stories from people who have used AFE services to get the care they need when they need it.
Hey, frequent flyers, and welcome back with another episode of Takeoff Talk. You're here with me, Maddy.
And me, Jess.
And we have our office mom, Linda, with us. Hi, Mom.
Hi, guys. We are so excited to have you here because this is going to be released on Valentine's Day week and Maddy's birthday week. So we thought we would feature the person we love the most, you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Linda, one, feeds our bad habits by bringing us margaritas, and two, keeps us in line on literally everything. You name the project, we can just say, hey, Mom, we have a problem, and she gets it done. So how about we start out, Mom, with what your current project is that you're doing for us?
So currently I am doing helping out with rural outreach, and I am contacting fire departments. Currently I'm doing Vermont. I just finished Pennsylvania, and letting them know what we do here at Angel Flight. Asking them to get in contact with us so that we can give them some more information on trying to bring people together, people that need the medical treatments far from home generally have to find their own way of getting there. And with Angel Flight, it's a no-brainer. You have pilots that are willing to take them as many times as they need. And that's the last thing you want to have to worry about when your child's sick or you're sick and you're trying to figure out, how am I getting to Boston? Angel Flight takes care of that.
She's the extension of our outreach department, and the outreach department is only Maddy and I, so she's our honorary third member. But how did you find Angel Flight, and how did we suck you into our world?
So a number of years ago, a friend of my husband's and mine invited us to one of the Angel Flight galas, and in listening to the pilots and what they do, I was like, I have to be a part of that. I want to be able to help people especially when people are sick, their children are sick. It's just an amazing thing that the pilots do here. And I think people think that there's a catch somewhere. They think that it can't be free. There has to be some kind of catch. They don't do this for nothing, and they absolutely do it for nothing. And for them to their time, their planes, their gas, they ask for nothing, they receive nothing, and they do it out of the goodness of their heart is amazing.
So how many years have we swindled you now?
I can't even remember anymore.
Because you were here actually the day I came in for my interview, which is 2018. So
it was definitely pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everything's related to COVID now, pre-COVID.
After
post-COVID.
I don't even remember what you first started with. I think it was something outreach related.
So when I first started, Sandra was here, and she had me calling hospitals trying to get hold of social workers. And that didn't go very well, only because social workers are busy. They can't take phone calls. So then I think decided we would do either with emails or postcards or something like that, just because they didn't have time to answer phones, and I understand that. But that was the first start of the outreach.
And you did the project that I think took you multiple years, which was contacting every church within our footprint, which you would think those would have a bigger return on all the time you spent, like churches, the congregations. It
Right.
would be a pretty easily spread message about what we do. And I want to say you probably got 10 responses.
And I think thousands
Mhm.
of emails, thousands of postcards we sent out. And I think it could be part of the issue is it is rural areas.
Mhm.
So a lot of those, when I was researching the churches, it looked like there was one pastor for maybe 6 churches. So I don't know how easily it was for them to kind of work with,
Yeah, relay the
Right.
message to everybody. But you
Mhm.
don't just do office work. You also are with us at every event we put on, from setup to breakdown.
Try
Linda is
to.
there.
Yeah.
Try to.
Linda, when Jess abandoned me at Wings and Wheels, Linda became me and I became Jess. And I tell everybody, I think Linda did more work than I did that day. I felt like every time I went to go do something, it was Linda already did that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just be here. Let me know if you need something.
Well, my husband always says you should make it easier on your boss. You're there to make life easier. So try to hit what's going wrong before it gets to the boss. So that's what I tried to do that day.
That's
I
a
got
great way to
I
look
put
at
my
it.
20,000 steps in, so I was happy at
I
So
was
you
gonna say,
focus
Saint
more
Linda
on-
did it.
I got 20,000 steps in that day, so I was excited. And then the rain came.
Oh my goodness, there was so much rain. And it was literally like, I think the Wings and Wheels ended at 4, and at like 4:25, it was a downpour.
It was a down.
Like,
And
we
like,
loaded as many people as we could into a 2-door truck cab, and we're just kind of like huddled and hiding. So,
yeah, that was crazy.
I was thinking of you guys while I was drinking a Truly. Don't worry.
Yep.
I knew you had it all under control, which you did.
all right, we only had to call Jess like twice.
Yeah.
Did they? I didn't even realize she called you twice.
Yeah.
I know, I definitely know I had to call her once, or maybe you called me because somebody was looking for me but called you.
Yeah. I think it was the buses that went to the wrong address.
Oh yeah, that was the problem. I forgot. I like to black that out.
Yeah. But other than that, Linda just does anything we ask her. And she's also an expert envelope stuffer. And we love it because all of her stamps and labels are on perfectly straight, which makes our OCD happy.
That is one of my favorite jobs, I have to say. People like look at me and think I'm crazy, but that is one of my favorite jobs, to stuff envelopes. It's crazy.
We aren't complaining because we usually end up covered in the glue stick that has to seal it shut, and everything gets stuck to everything, and there's just envelopes everywhere. It's not fun for us. So we're very happy that you love that job.
I used to use a wet paper
Paper
towel
towel.
and
You wet it with
envelopes.
water. The one time I saw her getting water out of our water jug on a paper towel, and I was like, what are you doing? And that's how she stuffed envelopes.
Old time.
I love it. So how many days a week do you come in typically to Angel Flight?
I try to do 2. Sometimes I do 3. Sometimes I do 1.
In the summer, you do 0.
In the summer I do 0 because I'm not around.
Yeah, we just hope.
Yeah, Linda's a seasonal employee.
Seasonal employee. That's a good way of putting it. I'm the seasonal employee.
What do you think would be your favorite part about Angel Flight and working in the office?
Well, I mean, working.
And why is it us?
I was just going to say it's you 2 girls, because you definitely keep me going.
We keep you young.
You do keep me young. You keep me young. I mean, I just like coming in because I know the work that you do is unbelievable. I mean, to have the amount of pilots that are willing to fly people around, getting the word out as we have, although I know we need to try to do more in getting the word out, but it's just an amazing organization, I think. I mean, it does so much good in times that people don't think about, hey, my child's sick and I need to get them to Boston. I'm going to drive them. Like, people just do it because you have to do it, and they don't know that this is available. And for this to be available to do is amazing. I mean, when I'm out and somebody says, oh, my father's sick, or this one's sick, and I'm going, do they need to go far from home? And they're like, look at me. I'm going, because I have this organization, it's Angel Flight East, go check them out. You know, they do this work, it's no cost to you. They have pilots that will fly you if you have to go to Boston or Cincinnati or wherever. So
Yeah, Linda is our biggest cheerleader, and she finds us first. She finds us everything that we need for in office things, literally down to like forks, knives, and spoons.
Yeah. We didn't have any forks, and Linda finally had to go to the store and buy us forks.
Yeah, but even patience, she literally does it all. So what advice would you tell anybody who is thinking about volunteering with any organization, or best practices for dealing with Jess and I on a daily basis?
People will love to hear that advice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's the only one who really like
no,
has to face our personalities.
I mean, I just, like I've said before, I mean, it's a wonderful organization. When I went to that gala, I absolutely fell in love with it. I was hooked. And I know there's other organizations that do wonderful things too. But for me, I guess this is the start of it. This is how people get to their medical treatment. So this is the onset. I know there's organizations that help pay bills and mortgages and things like that, but you have to be able to get to your medical treatment. So that's step one. And you guys get them there. I mean, it's amazing. I just think it's a great organization. Always have lots of fun with you two girls here. We laugh the whole time we're here, even though we're not in the same office anymore, but it is fun being here. I mean, you're dealing with sad situations, especially when you hear the kids and the babies that need treatment and things like that. But there's also lightheartedness and lots of laughter. You have to have laughter even in times of sorrow.
What do you do when you're not hanging out with us and laughing?
So I do work part-time for our church, and with the church, I actually help them out. I do office work in the church, but then they have an organization of people that need car rides to doctor's offices or physical therapy, or have to run to the store or something. So I help out with that. So, and I think Angel Flight helped instill that in me, that people need help. They need to get places. Not everybody has a car. I mean, you think everybody has a car and they can get places, but they can't. So they need help too. So I help out with that.
So you're not cheating on us with any other nonprofit?
I'm very careful.
We take that very seriously. We have been emotionally damaged by others. So
I do more, I guess, what an Uber would do.
Okay, good.
What Uber or Lyft would do, that's what I do.
We'll let that one go then.
Yeah, as long as you're not fully cheating on us, because we take those things very seriously around here.
It's only a partial cheat.
All right, we'll let it slide, only because you're still helping people.
Yeah.
So what would you give as a final thought to listeners?
Everybody wants to say, what can I do for somebody? There's lots of organizations out there. There's lots of things that you can do. Put yourself out there. Go to your church, go to hospitals. There's always things that you can help out with. And it's very satisfying. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. And from a nonprofit perspective, I think we said this in Rich's interview, we couldn't do everything we did without volunteers like Linda, because Maddy and I are only two people. and Angel Flight covers 14 states. So Linda helps us be in all those states we cover when we can't. So we are always so appreciative of what you do, even though we like to roast you sometimes.
Which, speaking of, I know I said final, and it definitely
Are we
wasn't
gonna talk
final.
about-
What?
We gave Linda a list of questions for our interview, and she typed up the answers and has them sitting in front of her.
That was exactly what I was going to ask.
Jog my memory.
Right, I just wanted to make sure we followed your scripts.
I'm over 60. I'm a baby boomer, the mind's not the same anymore.
But it was just so perfect because she came in our offices today and we could see the papers hanging out of her purse. And I was like, I know exactly what that is.
I was
Hey, Linda, Girl Scout Linda, Mom, what other names do we have for you? All right. Do we want to remind everybody that we asked Linda to be honored because of how much work she does as well? And she said no.
I said no.
Yeah, we're talking
That
about
was a
you,
little much.
Mr. Pizzi, too.
Yeah, Jim.
Too much.
We literally said to Linda, we're like, we are so appreciative of everything that you do. We wouldn't be able to do half of the things that we get done without you. Can we honor you at an event? And she said no.
It was like a hard no, too. I was like, maybe if you go home and talk to Jim about it, it will be a yes. And she came back the next day and was like, it's a no.
Yeah, Jim said no too.
We like to
So.
be the low level, the just under the radar, I guess, so to speak. We like to be under the radar.
Well, we're still upset with you both, but
Yeah, and so instead you just get more jobs from us.
yeah, I think we'll stop holding this grudge maybe by the summer.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to Linda's story. Thank you, Linda, for giving us a story and being a part of our own story as well. Yeah. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's it for today's episode of Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East. If you want to learn more about our services, please visit our website at www.angelflighteast.org or call our office at 215-358-1900. Join us in our mission. If you're a healthcare worker or a patient in need of air travel and flight services, AFE is here for you. Subscribe to the show so you can hear more stories. Join us again next week right here on Takeoff Talk.